Somerset's wilderness. This one is just going to be a very quick one. I thought I would do a video where I read out a poem, and it's a poem that you've probably heard of before, and it features in a book called Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. And Through the Looking Glass is the second Alice in Wonderland book, and the first one was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and the second one was called Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There. And this poem that features in the story is called Jabberwocky. The interesting thing about the poem is that it contains a lot of nonsense words, but even though the words don't really have a meaning, you can still get the meaning of the words within the poem, if you see what I mean. And Lewis Carroll was particularly good at this, and he used a lot of what are called onomatopoeic words, which are words which convey a sound. So even though he's a lot of the words in this poem he made up, you can still tell what they're supposed to mean. So they kind of have their own logic within the poem and within the story. So that's quite interesting, and that's something that he used a lot in Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. And it's really, I suppose it's a theme of the story as a whole that it has in this weird land. It has its own logic, which makes total sense within that world, but obviously it's nonsense. So yeah, the Jabberwocky was a monster, a terrifying monster, and you've probably seen the famous illustration of it by Tennille, who illustrated all of Lewis Carroll's stories. I'll probably put a picture of it up so that you can see the fantastic illustration. The other interesting thing about this poem is that it was used as the basis of a film. I can't remember when the film was made, but it stars Michael Palin, and it was directed by Terry Gilliam, who was also another Python, as you probably know. So that's also another interesting piece of trivia about this poem. Anyway, so here's the poem itself. I hope you enjoy it. "'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought, so rested he by the tumtum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my